Hi, I'm Barry Daubenspeck, the narrator of this video you're about to see. I have taken some slides and pictures from my father, grandfather, and myself, and made a little video tracing from my paternal grandparents all the way to the end of my three great nephews, whose job it will be to carry on the Daubenspeck name. I'm a big fan of Ancestor.com and have been researching some of the family history. Interesting to find out that Daubenspeck brothers had a grocery store at 7th Street, I believe at 7th and Washington. And that originally my 11th great-grandfather was born in Germany in about 1555. And his last name at that time was von Daubenspeck. I believe 3 generations later it turned to Daubenspeck. I hope you enjoy this slide presentation. If you have any comments, suggestions, like it, share it. Anybody with any pictures they care to share or any information that they know on my family would be a great treat. So sit back and enjoy. Thank you very much. Here we have Roy Daubenspeck and Maisie Stein Daubenspeck, both born in 1900 and the start of the Daubenspeck family. Here are their 3 of their 4 kids, which would be Dorothy on the left, Roy in the middle, and Anna Mae to the right. Dorothy, Anna Mae, and Roy with their chocolate Easter bunny. And here we have Ray Daubenspeck with his mother, Minnie Daubenspeck. Here we have the Daubenspeck children, Dorothy, Anna, Roy, and the little boy, Ray. And there is Roy Sr. in his chair, but no cigar, which is usual for him. Here we have Emery and Estelle Moyer. They were the start of the Moyer side on this family. And here is Estelle many, many years later. This is their son Carol, who was one of 9 children. And here we have the Moyer family. Sitting in front from left to right is Estelle, Cordelia, Emery. In the back row from left to right we have Gerald, Walter, Margaret, Carol, Kenny, Miriam, and Howard. Here we have Daisy and Stanley Coleman, which was my great-grandfather and grandmother. Here are their daughters, Dorothy on the left and Ethel on the right. They also had 1 son, and this is their son Monroe. And eventually Ethel Coleman met Carol Moyer and they started to date. Ethel loved to be photographed. In fact, if you had a camera and were taking a picture, she actually wanted to be in all the pictures. And here is Carol Moyer pushing his daughter, Gloria Jean Moyer, also known as Mickey to some and Mom to me. Here she is out canoeing. And later in life, she is out crabbing. Here we have her confirmation picture where she was confirmed from St. Paul's Lutheran Church at 8th and Walnut. And here is her graduation picture from William Allen High School in 1949. And here we have Ethel, Gloria, and Carol Moyer in front of the house on Allen Street. This is a picture of Ethel Moyer and Mrs. Reinhardt. Mrs. Reinhardt owned, with her husband, Reinhardt Electric, where Carol, my grandfather, Pap, worked for 44 years. And Gloria Moyer went on to meet this handsome man, Roy William John Daubenspeck Jr., and they started dating. As the story goes, one night Roy came over to pick up Gloria and asked what she wanted to do, and she said, "Let's go see the minister." And here we have their wedding party. From left to right, it's Richard Trump, Ray Daubenspeck, Nettie Gallmer, Gloria, Roy, and Willard Andrews. And here we have Carol Moyer with his first grandson from Roy and Gloria. Oh wait, here's the first grandson, and that is Estelle Moyer, Carol Moyer, Gloria Moyer, and Ronald Daubenspeck. Here we have Gloria Moyer, Daisy Coleman, Ethel Moyer, and Ronald Daubenspeck. Here we have Gloria, Ronald, and Roy Daubenspeck in front of the house on Allen Street. And surprisingly, that's Ron in a very small pan, but I'm shocked that he doesn't have a life preserver on. Emery Moyer is reading a book to his great-grandson, Ron Daubenspeck. Daisy Coleman is holding her grandson, Rick Braun, and her great-grandson, Ron Daubenspeck. And here we have Ethel Moyer, Stanley Coleman, Daisy Coleman, and Ron. Seated on the chair, we have Stanley Coleman. Sitting on the couch, we have Dorothy McElroy, Anna Mae Davis, Nancy McElroy, and Carol McElroy, and Ron Daubenspeck holding what looks like a turtle. Right now we have 4 generations: mother, grandfather, great-grandmother, and Ronnie. Dr. Ron is checking out his great-grandfather Stanley Coleman's heart. It's Easter time on Allen Street, and we have Bob Braun on the left, Ron Daubenspeck on the middle, and Judy Braun on right. It's Stanley Coleman with his grandson Rick Braun, starting his trumpet jazz career early. Pap with Ron standing alongside of him and Diane in his lap with Judy sitting in the corner. Ronnie and Diane sitting on the couch with our cousins Nancy and Carol McElroy. Diane being held by Aunt Anna. Diane with Mom looking on. Diane letting the water out of the pool so she can take off her life jacket finally. Aunt Dorothy, Aunt Anna, and Nancy on the couch with Carol on the floor. Bobby Braun, as he's not letting anything past him. Down in the basement of Nana and Papap's, Diane playing one of many of the arcade games that Papap used to have for us. After moving from Priscilla Street, they moved to 1931 South Delaware Street. Here is our house before the tree was put in. And here we have the silver maple planted with Bob and Jean Coombs our next door neighbors standing outside. Many years later, this is the size of the tree. And of course, you notice a branch on the ground. And now the tree has finally been taken out, which has been there for probably almost 30 years. One of the many times that Dad decorated the house, Westbrook Park used to hold a Christmas tree lighting contest, and one year Dad did win it. Here we have Uncle Ray and Aunt Joan. The only thing I know about this picture, it's Dick Trump on the left, Dad sitting down, and Elaine Trump on the right. Here we have Uncle Ray at 2038 South Delaware, where Anna and Bob lived. They also moved to Delaware Street when we did. Playing horseshoes in the field behind their house is my grandfather and Uncle Ray. Here's Aunt Anna trying to do the hula hoop while Mom watches, and if I'm correct, Trixie. And here we have Bob and Anna playing horseshoes. Diane and Ron with their pet hamster on Delaware Street, which disappeared. And now, folks, your narrator comes into the picture, and there is Mom, Ron, and me. And here is Barry Edward with my sister Diane overlooking. This is one of Diane's birthday celebrations, and sitting at the table in the back we have Ron, then Diane. On the end with his hands up is Bruce Kuhn. Then we have Rick Braun, Robin Kuhn, Debbie Daubenspeck. Standing we have Gloria holding Betty and Barry. We have Aunt Joan holding Lynn, and we have Aunt Dorothy holding Russell. Diane making sure Barry has plenty of liquids to drink while Ron is behind. On the steps at Allen Street are Diane and Ronnie with her cousin Rick. On our house on Delaware Street, it's Ronnie, Barry, and Diane. In the back row is Ethel and Mom. And next is Diane with Papap holding Barry and Ron standing. And here we have Stanley Coleman with Russell Braun walking my duck. Our great-grandfather, Stanley Coleman, who was the Braun's grandfather. One of the many snows on Delaware Street, which I remember so well, and oh, how that picture has changed. Dressed for Easter, it's Diane, Barry, and Ron. Here at Nana and Papap's, we have Mom holding Barry, Dorothy holding Russell, and Bernie holding Betty. Out on the lake at Weir Lake, Mom, Barry, Ronnie, and Diane. This was a summer cabin my grandfather would rent now and then, and we would spend quite a bit of time there in the summer. And the bees they had up there were humongous. In the boat at Weir Lake, we have Daisy Coleman, Judy Braun, and Dorothy Braun. In the front row, we have Diane and Ronnie, and in the back, we have, from the left to right, is Pappy, Anna and Bob Davis, Bobby Davis holding me, and Grammy. In this picture taken at Weir Lake, we have in the front row children Ron Daubenspeck, Brett and Keith Holmza, Diane Daubenspeck. Back row we have Ethel Moyer, Roy Daubenspeck, Gloria Daubenspeck, Doris Holmza, John Holmza, Robert Davis Jr., Anna Mae Davis, Robert Davis, Maisie Daubenspeck, and Roy Daubenspeck Sr. I'm on the seesaw at Weir Lake, and the biggest joke is we weren't allowed out of that cabin without a life jacket on, and I'm about 500 feet from the lake. From left to right, we have Judy, Rick, Dorothy, Bobby, Romy, Russ, Ronnie, Ethel, Stanley, and Daisy. Uncle Bob and Pappy Daubenspeck are both enjoying a light nap. Here I am squeezing one of the many ducks we had for Easter over the years. Diane riding her bike with Romy and Ronnie Braun sitting out back of our house on Delaware Street. It's up, up, and away with Mom and Diane in the back seat and Ronnie and I in the front seat. They should never let me drive. A picnic lunch with Rick, Romy, Bobby, Dorothy, Judy, Monroe Coleman, Stanley, and Daisy Coleman. Here I am on the swing set at Grammy and Pappy's house on Cleveland Street. And here is Ron, Mom, and Pappy in the backyard of Cleveland Street with Pappy's roses and a beautiful cherry tree. And here is Ron, Grammy, and I in the backyard at Cleveland Street. Me, Diane, and Ronnie in the ocean, and I don't care how warm they tell me it is not warm, and to prove it, I'm running out of it. Aunt Anna and Uncle Bob at Ocean City, Maryland. I started singing with a choir very early on in my age. Out back at Delaware Street, Mom is getting into the car, a new car which she learned to drive in. Barry and I believe Ron's friend David Roth checking out my Christmas present. Diane graduating from William Allen High School in 1973. This is Barry when he was in the 1973 ninth grade minstrel show at South Mountain. And here I am being confirmed from St. Paul's Lutheran Church. Nana and Papa celebrating one of their wedding anniversaries at our house on South Delaware Street. In 1973, we went out to visit Nana's brother Monroe, and here we are sitting at the apartment complex that he and Margaret live in. And Monroe and Ethel are standing underneath Coleman Road, which was their given name. The Moyer bar is sitting at the bar. It's Walter, Carol, Kenny, Gerald, and Howard Moyer. Here we have Roy, Howard, Kenny, Gloria, Walter. Sitting from left to right is Peg, Cordelia, Marie, Peg Finnegan, and sitting on the floor is Gerald. Here we are celebrating Grammy's 80th birthday, and we are over on the house on Cleveland Street, and she is holding Lynn's baby boy. Here she's blowing out her candle with Marie to the right, and Cheryl is behind. Celebrating Grammy's birthday, we have Ray, Roy, Grammy, Anna Mae, and Dorothy, her 4 children. Standing at the party, we have Uncle Bob. Sitting at the table, Carol is facing us, Wendy, Dorothy McElroy, Bill McElroy, Grammy, Aunt Anna, and Elaine Davis. Grammy, Aunt Anna, and Marie sitting at the table facing us. Uncle Bill at the back. Here we have Marie, Cheryl. Behind Cheryl is Elaine, Cousin Bobby. Starting in the front, we have Bill McElroy, Dorothy McElroy, Wendy Danner, Carol Frabel, Bob Frabel, Sean Danner, Nancy Danner, and Barry Danner. Aunt Anna and Uncle Bob at Nana and Papap's on Allen Street. Here we have Diane, Roy, Gloria, Ronnie, Nana, and Papap, and the sober one, me, is taking the picture. Just another good picture of one of our good snows, this over on Allen Street. Out at Twin Lakes, we have on the left Ethel, then Carol, then Gloria, then Diane, then Barry, then Ronnie. From the back on the right, we have Walter and Cordelia Brown, Gerald and Peg Moyer, and Howard and Pauline Moyer. Christmas at Anna and Bob's, we have Elaine, Grammy, Aunt Anna, Uncle Bob, and Bobby in the back. Here we are at Anna and Uncle Bob's with Grammy, Aunt Anna, and Uncle Bob, and you can see the pictures of all of the grandchildren of Grammys on the top of the cabinet. Easter at the Brauns on North 6th Street with Romy III in the chair and Barry and Russ. Celebrating Christmas at the Brauns, Judy Braun. This was the year that they gave them photo albums of each of the kids. So here you see Romy Jr. and Diana looking at their pictures. Romy Sr. sitting in the chair and little Judy in front of him. And here we have Rick Braun thinking of whether he wants to get into the card game we're going to play or not. Papap is sitting and planning the vacation that we are planning across country with me and Nana and Papap, and it'll be his first vacation after 44 years of working for Reinert Electric. In the basement on Allen Street, we have Cordelia, Peg Moyer, and Kenny Moyer. Here we have Carol having a piece of cake, and he has been back from his long trip because all those mementos in the back drum are from that trip. Here we have Romy Jr., Romy, and Ronnie Braun. We have Kenny Moyer, Romy Braun, Ronnie Braun behind the bar in the basement of Allen Street after the bar was redone. Lisa Braun helping to hold Papap's cake for his 75th birthday party. At Ronnie and Bernie's house, we have Marie and Ginger, Cheryl and Aunt Anna, Grammy, and Aunt Dot out there for Ronnie's graduation party. In the red shirt, we have Richard Trump. Then we have to the right Pat and Charlie Tice down in the basement on Allen Street. And at the same celebration, we have Elaine Trump and Mom. From the left, we have Bernie and Ronnie Braun with me behind, and then Betty Braun and her husband Todd, and Lisa and Amy. Barry and Papap at Stone Mountain, Georgia in 1977. Grandpa Roy with his first grandson, Brent. Here we have Dad, Grammy, Brent, and Mom. Brent and Grandma getting ready to put candles on Grandpa's cake. Pap with his great-grandson, Brent. Brent with his daddy, Ron. Judy getting what looks like a Christmas sweater for her birthday, probably from Mom. Brent with Grandpa and Holly and Grandma. Holly, Ron, and Pat after Holly's baptismal. Ron, Pat, Brent, Grandma, Grandpa, and Holly, and of course, who can forget Pierre? What used to be that little grandson, Brent, is now a big boy. And here Brent is celebrating his 21st birthday party with the family and having a beer. Grandpa, Brent, Ron, Alice, and Holly at Brent's 21st birthday party. The Ron Daubenspeck family outside of Brent's 21st birthday celebration. The gang swimming in the pool at Ronnie and Bernie's for Judy's 60th birthday celebration. Anna Mae, Dick Trump, Elaine Trump, Dad, and me out at Red Rock Canyon for my 40th birthday celebration in Las Vegas. Anna Mae and Duchess at our house for Christmas in 1998. Boy, did those 10 years go fast from Vegas. Up at Ron and Pat's for Alice's birthday, which I believe she got this tent for her birthday. And there is the Daubenspeck clan, minus Brent, in the tent at their house. Holly Daubenspeck at their house in Nazareth. Here we have Barry and Rookie at Ron and Pat's house. Dad and Rookie in Nazareth, and Pat and Ron with Rookie. Pat celebrating her birthday in Nazareth with her dad Bud behind her and my dad Roy alongside. Christmas on Delaware Street with Brent, his wife Jillian, and Pat. Holly and Alice on Christmas Day on Delaware Street. Dad celebrating his 88th birthday on Line Street in Lansdale. Christmas at Brent and Jillian's house with Ron, Dad, and Brent. Brent holding his new son, Aaron. Here we have John and I getting married at Tyler Arboretum on May 14th, 2016. Christmas up at Ron and Pat's. We now have Diane with Brent's child Grant, and then Aaron and Jillian on the floor. And we have Ron with Avery on Christmas Day here. John and Aaron playing Mexican Train. Here are Brent and Jillian's 3 sons, Aaron, Grant, and Avery, with a 4th on the way. It will be up for them to carry on the Daubenspeck legacy.